Anyway, let's talk a little bit about some headlines from across the state of Texas. We will start in College Station. This came down, started hearing rumblings about it Monday, came down, I believe, officially on Wednesday, but was being reported widely on Monday and Tuesday. That Texas A&M has hired an offensive coordinator. First of all, let's marvel at the fact that they did it, because there was some real consternation in wondering if Jimbo Fisher was going to give up play calling duties, and was he going to be willing to let go of the reins of his offense and allow somebody else to step in and run the offense there at Texas A&M. Well, he has done that, and that's a step in the right direction. They have made a hire, and the hire is somebody with some SEC experience. They have hired Bobby Petrino to be the next offensive coordinator at Texas A&M. Bobby Petrino is formerly the Arkansas head coach. Bobby Petrino is widely considered to be, how do I want to put this?
I'll let you take this one.
Bobby Petrino is widely considered to be two things. One, an elite offensive mind. Elite offensive mind. Everywhere he's gone, the offenses have been fantastic. He was the offensive coordinator at Auburn before he was the head coach at Louisville. Remember, he was the head coach of the Falcons for a year.
Yeah, that's wild.
Then he went to Arkansas, went back to Louisville. He's been at Missouri State the past couple of years at the FCS ranks. He is an elite offensive mind. That there's no doubt about that. That there's nothing to about his offensive resume that should be anything less than spectacular. He's an excellent offensive mind. The other thing that he is pretty widely not liked. Mm-hmm. Part of it is he's a bit of a nomad. He's a bit of a gun for hire. This is his third job in a month. Because he had left Missouri State to be the offensive coordinator at UNLV before A&M called and they hired him there. So he left Missouri State to go to UNLV, and then he left UNLV after being there for like a week and took the job at A&M. But a lot of this is going to stem from what happened in Arkansas in 2012. If you remember, now you were very young.
Yes.
I was working here, which is how long I've been around.
I was in high school.
Bobby Petrino was in a motorcycle accident in 2012. He was in a motorcycle accident. Riding on his motorcycle was a former volleyball player at Arkansas. That they had been in an adulterous relationship together, and then essentially it kind of all went pear-shaped from there. That it just was an ugly situation, but essentially
not necessarily great press that you want to bring as a head football coach.
There's of course that very famous photo of him apologizing with the neck brace, right, at the press conference. There was I won't go into all the gory details, but it just really got to all the dirty laundry got aired out, and it was kind of gross.
Situation.
And it was kind of gross. He is also just generally, if you talk with coaches he's just kind of not considered to be a super good guy. Mm-hmm. Now, A&M fans, let me be very clear about this. They do not have to care, and they should not care if he wins, if the offense looks better, if the offense hums, if the offense goes. Another thing that I think is going to be very interesting about this, Bobby Petrino is a very strong personality.
I was going to say, that's where I think might be interesting. How long until him and Jimbo have a falling out?
So that's the question. And that's really
Jimbo's hard-headed.
In a lot of ways, in a lot of ways, that's what I am more concerned about. I think what happened with the motorcycle is
Yeah.
gross.
Let's hope that he's
gross.
moved on and matured from
exactly.
that.
Let's hope that he's moved on from that. Right? It's gross. Whatever.
Yeah.
What I'm interested in is how they work together.
Yeah.
Because in the end, Bobby Petrino is going to have to report to Jimbo Fisher.
Mm-hmm.
And this is going to be, I think all eyes are going to be on this. This reminds me a lot of when Lane Kiffin was the offensive coordinator at Alabama. Now, this is a different set of circumstances. A&M is not Alabama. Jimbo Fisher is not Nick Saban, to be clear. But
Lane Kiffin still got left on the runway.
But Lane Kiffin is a very strong personality going up against, the king of the castle. There's no doubt Jimbo Fisher's the king of the castle. So how are they going to work together? That's a real question mark in my mind.
Especially after just giving up the play calling.
What's that?
Said especially after just giving up the play calling.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's not like he's had 3 years to practice with someone who was a pushover, and he's like, all right, I respect this guy's opinion more. Like, he just gave it up.
And the other thing, and that's the thing, I mean, if things start going sideways, does Jimbo Fisher grab the reins back, and how does Bobby Petrino react to that?
Yeah.
There's just a lot of different maneuvers. The personality kind of potential personality conflicts here are very interesting, I think. But again, here's the thing. Here's my bottom line of it. You can think that he's icky. You can think that the personalities are not going to work, that they're not going to mesh well. But if they put a winning product on the field, you're going to forget about that real quickly.
I was going to say, I think we'll know a lot after about 3 games. I know that they play kind of pushovers in the first couple of games, but still, I think that you'll see if it's working or if it's not, and after 3 games, we'll have a pretty darn good sample size.
Yeah. He is a spectacular offensive mind. And if that's what you're looking at in a vacuum, you got it. Mm-hmm. But things don't happen in a vacuum, and that is where the real intrigue lies to me. I think on paper, it's an outstanding hire as far as you're looking for somebody who knows offense. This is a guy who very clearly knows offense. It is all the things around it that are going to make this pass-fail.
Yeah.
Essentially. So there you go. Texas A&M has new offensive coordinator. Saturday night, the Walter Payton Award was handed out. The Walter Payton Award is annually given to the most outstanding offensive player in FCS. They had the FCS, maybe it was Friday night. I think it was the award show the night before the national championship game. But in any case, it has been handed out, and for the first time since 2016-17, it's coming home, baby.
Let's go.
It's coming to the state of Texas. Lindsey Scott Jr., the Incarnate Word quarterback, has won the Walter Payton Award for 2022. Jeremiah Briscoe, of course, the quarterback at Sam Houston State, won it back-to-back years in 2016 and 2017. But Lindsey Scott Jr., of course, the transfer from Nichols before he went to Incarnate Word is the new Walter Payton Award winner. He threw for 4,686 yards and 60 touchdowns, leading that unbelievable offense led by Coach G.J. Kinney, who is now the head coach at Texas State. But Lindsey Scott Jr., the winner of the Walter Payton Award, honoring the most outstanding offensive player in FCS. Well-earned. I think, I will be honest, I would need to talk with our high school or our small college insider, our sub-FBS insider, Corey Hogue, about this. Mm-hmm. This seemed obvious to me. I don't know how close the voting was, but it seems obvious to me.
Yeah, considering if it was if it's not an offensive award and it's maybe just an overall player, there might be room for like some discussion. But when you slap Offensive Player of the Year in front of it, like there couldn't have been any doubt.
He broke the single season FCS touchdowns records. By beating Jeremiah Briscoe's record. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't know. This seemed like very clear to me.
Pretty easy, yeah.
But Corey Hogue knows more about sub FBS than I do, so I'll have to ask him. Anyway, congratulations to Lindsey Scott Jr. and to Incarnate Word.
Yeah,
big get there.
Great year.
Also, and this is a small thing, maybe not a small thing, but speaking of sub FBS football, you may remember that the WAC, the Western Athletic Conference, and the has formed an alliance with the Atlantic Sun Conference. Okay, the ASUN. So think Abilene Christian, SFA, Tarleton, right? They've formed an alliance because they didn't have enough teams to have the automatic bid, and so they're kind of putting together this scheduling alliance. Okay, it's a 2-year partnership for them to it'll function in a manner of a single sport conference beginning in 2023. They have announced that they have a new executive director of this partnership. It's an odd situation because they are separate conferences, but for the sake of football, they are one unit, and that unit has hired Oliver Luck to be their new executive director. Now, Oliver Luck has a really, what's the word I'm looking for? Robust resume. He's done a lot of different things, okay? And he's done a lot of different things in a lot of different places, okay? So he was, for example, he was the general manager of a World League of American Football team in Frankfurt, Germany, if you're interested in that.
Sure.
Before he was an executive with the NFL, before he went to NFL Europe, before he was the president of the Houston Dynamo of Major League Soccer, before he was on the board of governors for West Virginia, before he was, he helped to see them into the Big 12. Then he was on the original college football playoff committee. Before he was the XFL commissioner.
Oh, that was
Remember that?
Yep, I do.
He was the XFL commissioner for a minute before it got hired, and then he got fired by Vince McMahon right before they filed for bankruptcy, and then he sued Vince McMahon's whole thing. Anyway, he has a new job. He's now going to be overseeing and kind of be the de facto commissioner for the ASUN WAC football conference. That's the way to think about it.
Hey, if you're good at putting things together, which it seems like he is, this works.
Right, exactly. So there you go. Oliver Luck, the new executive director, think of it as a commissioner of this football conference, which is football only, but football conference. And then finally, some high school news from across the state. And this is a little bit of a surprise, but I think I may see, and I'll have to talk with Matt Stepp about this, I think I may see where this is going. So Brownsville Veterans Memorial coach Kelly Lee has resigned there after 2 years. He has been really good for 2 years, 17-7 in 2 years, including a 10-3 mark this past year. He, of course, brought in his really innovative ground strike offense. We had him on our show whenever he was hired. They run the ball really well. It's kind of an up-tempo run game, and they were very hard to stop. The Chargers were really good in the past couple of years. You may remember one of the headlines about him getting that job at Brownsville Veterans Memorial was where he was coming from, because he was the head coach at Eastern New Mexico University before he came to Brownsville Vets.
We had him on the show as soon as he took the job and said why.
We're like, you're leaving a college football coaching job to come to high school, and he had great lavish things to say about coaching in high school football, and obviously he was very successful.
And he was pumped up about Texas.
Right, exactly. I'll just say this. Eastern New Mexico is hiring a new head coach today, according to our own Corey Hogue. We haven't been able to independently confirm any rumors, but there are rumors and rumblings swirling that he may be returning to Eastern New Mexico in some sort of capacity. So watch this space there with the Greyhounds. But in any case, Brownsville Veterans Memorial is open. Kelly Lee has resigned after 2 years. So there you go. There's some headlines from across the state.
Thanks so much for watching that video. If you would like more and to be notified when they come out, go ahead and click that subscribe button right down there. You can also watch Texas Football Today every day live at noon on TexasFootball.com, Facebook, Twitch, and right here on YouTube. For more of the best coverage of Texas football in the Lone Star State, go to TexasFootball.com/subscribe.